Hello guys, assalamu alaikum. So yesterday I was discuss about PMDC Mdcat past paper. I mean 2024. Okay, so today we are going to start Synth Mdcat past paper. Past paper in 2023. Then PMDC was conducted in Sin. Okay, so today we are going to start PMDC past paper of 2023. Okay, so I mean हमने जो है बेसिकली एक सब्जेक्ट बायोलॉजी हो गया, उसके बाद फिजियोलॉजी सॉरी फिजिक्स, एंड उसके बाद हमारे पास आता है केमिस्ट्री एंड इंग्लिश. ओके, सो एक वे टू वे हम चलते हैं. जैसे कि हमने पिछले ईयर 2024 में एंड 2023 में जो भी टेस्टेज हुए हैं, 2024 की बात करें सो उस ईयर भी हमने काफ़ी जो है चैप्टर्स कवर करवाए थे. आई थिंक काफ़ी सारे चैप्टर्स थे जो हमने कवर किए थे. ओके, सो उनके अकॉर्डिंग जो भी 2023 में पास पेपर उनकी टेस्ट हुई थी, पीएमडीसी ने कंडक्ट करवाई थी सिंध में. सो बेसिकली वो हमने प्रिपरेशन करवाई थी 2024 में, जो उसकी जो एमडीकेट एस्पायरेंट थे तो उसके लिए. ओके, सो अभी जो 2025 में जो एमडीकेट होने वाला है, जो पीएमडीसी करवाने जा रहा है, जो एमसीक्यूज़ में 20 एमसीक्यूज़ जो हैं उनको माइनस किया गया है. ओके, सो 200 में से 180 किए गए हैं, तो वो आप ऑलरेडी जानते हैं. तो उस अकॉर्डिंग हमने जो है आपको बतानी थी कि जो हमारे पास सिंथ एमडीकेट पेपर था 2023 में, वो आपको आज हमने सॉल्व करवाने हैं, जो आपके लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा. मैं कोशिश करूंगा जो 2024 में एमडीकेट हुआ था, जो पहले पीएमडीसी ने वालों ने करवाई थी टेस्ट सिंध में, सो उसके बाद जो आईबी वालों ने भी करवाई थी, जो रिकंडक्ट हुई थी एमडीकेट 2024. ओके, सो वो भी मैं कोशिश करूंगा आप लोगों तक पहुंचाऊं. ओके, सो अभी स्टार्ट करते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फर्स्ट एमसीक्यूज़ की तरफ बायोलॉजी का पोर्शन है. सो मैं आगे चलने से पहले मेरी यही रिक्वेस्ट होगी आप सभी से, जो भी मेरे चैनल पे न्यू है और अभी तक इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, लाइक एंड शेयर नहीं किया, तो काइंडली सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक एंड शेयर करें, ताकि जो भी आने वाली न्यू अपडेट हो वो आप तक पहुंच सके. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फर्स्ट एमसीक्यूज़ की तरफ चलते हैं. व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग बेस्ट कैरेक्टराइज द viruses with the enveloped pulse stranded RNA? So in which correct option is lacking envelope? Number second, through which of the following does rabies spread? So हमारे पास जो रेबीज स्प्रेड जो वायरस होता है वो हमारे पास स्पेशली डॉग्स में पाया जाता है. अदर देन नंबर 3 की बात करें, सो द हेपेटाइटिस व्हिच पास फ्रॉम मदर टू हर चिल्ड्रन ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी, दिस इज द virally hepatitis C, not other the A, B and D. Only the correct option is C. Number 4, a virus enter into the body of host intend to produce DNA from RNA. This is the reverse transcriptase, not reverse transcriptase, not transcriptase. So only he says they intend that produce DNA from the RNA. DNA from RNA, this is the reverse transcriptase. But he can says RNA from DNA, so this is the transcriptase, so only, but he says DNA from RNA, which enzyme is required for the process that is known as reverse transcriptase enzyme. Number 5, Which of the following is the end product of anaerobic respiration? So this is the ethyl alcohol. Number six, what is the importance of the Krebs cycle? So, in which correct option is production of the ATP molecule. So, Krebs cycle having ATP molecule through the oxidative phosphorylation. Okay. Number seven, the acceptor of the carbon dioxide in Krebs cycle is an aerobisco biphosphate. Okay, or UBB. Number 8, anaerobic respiration, but having doesn't oxygen occur compared to the aerobic respiration is produced by the less ATPs. Okay, in carbohydrate, hydrogen, oxygen are mostly in the same ratio. I think 2 to 2. That's why they are called as a hydrocarbon. Sorry. Okay. Other than number 10, watch how much the temperature degree rise will be observed per the definition of specific capacity. If energy is used to release the temperature of 1 gram of a substance, that is known as 1 degree. Other than the chemical compound has the same percentage in the bacterial as well as mammalian cell, so this is the correct option in water. Then 12, glyceride, glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone are example of the triose, not tetros, pentos, hexose. Only the glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone are the example of triose. Number 13, the number one molecule of fatty acid forming ester bond with the one molecule of long chain alcohol. This is the Vexus. Other than lysosome. Number 14, lysosome represent this basic structural level of protein that is known as tertiary protein, not primary or secondary and quaternary structure. So only lysosome represent the basis structural level and protein is a tertiary structure. Then which of the following compound is regarded as the precursor of many hormones like testosterone, progesterone and estrogen or the cholesterol? Number 16, which one of the powerhouse of the cell that is known as mitochondria? A phospholipid molecule has a head and two tails. A phospholipid molecule has a head and two tails. Where are the tails found? In inferior of membrane, interior of membrane. Which of the following which of the following may lead to death by the age of 3 years? This disease is known as Tay-Sachs disease, having lead to death of age in 3 years. Okay. 19 says which of the following best describe the plasma membrane? This is the semi-permeable membrane, not the impermeable membrane. Other than 20, what is the cementing layer between two daughter cells called as middle lamella? Okay. 21, protein layer is embedded in lipid bilayer. This was explained by fluid mosaic model. This one MCQs is the repeated in 2024. Other than 22, just given function is associated with the lysosome intracellular digestion. 23, how long does it take in action potential to occur? Few milliseconds. This is the one MCQs was repeated in Mdcat 2024. Please focus it. This part of the brain involved in carrying long-term memory. This is the hippocampus. It's the part of brain other than 25 are reflex involve sensory and motor neuron. The way such transmission is called as reflex arc. 26. These are required for impulse to transfer from presynaptic to postsynaptic neuron. This is the calcium. 27. Which of the following function dopamine serve? The dopamine function occurs in serves as neurotransmitter. 28. Which part of the brain is responsible for higher cognitive functions such as thinking, reasoning, and problem solving? This is the cerebrum, not a medulla oblongata, not a cerebellum, not a hypothalamus. So only cerebrum. 29. What is the form when the blastula form inward in gastrula? Number 30. What phenomenon describe the production of asexual from bisexual from the vice versa? This is the alternation of generation. 21. Which of the following describe core reefs used by Hakim in preparing Eastern medicines? This is the marjan. 22. Evolutionary progress toward formation of organ system in Nigerian include development of interneuron and rudimentary network of nerve. 33. What's the optimum pH of pepsin in stomach? 1.4 pH in optimum pH in pepsin of stomach. 24. At equilibrium, a scientist added more substance and observed an increase in the rate of reaction, which soon described. He added someone substrate, but this time the rate of reaction remained unaffected. The rate of reaction remained unaffected. What was the reason? The reason is feedback due to accumulation of the end product. Other than penicillin block the active site of the enzyme that many bacteria use in making cell wall. It is the example of competitive inhabitants. Other than 26, the structure of enzyme is altered by non-competitive inhabitants. Central chemical substance that can react with the enzyme faster than real substrate and without produce the product is inhibited. Which of the following is a good evidence of an evolutionary pathway leading from reptiles to bird? This is the Archaeopteryx. 39. The evolution of bird has long been a difficult issue for biologists until the discovery of the Archaeopteryx fossil in 1861. This ancient bird exhibits teeth, a long tail containing 20 vertebrae, and wings with the movable finger and claws. In the light of mentioned facts, who were the ancestors of the birds? So this is the reptiles. 40. The artificial selection in breeding provide a strong evidence for evolution. What does this term mean? Domestication. 41. Carlos Linnaeus was the believer of special creation. So this is the repeated MCQs. Okay. Another, I think Carlos Linnaeus was the believer of creation. Special creation. This was repeated MCQs in 2024. Okay. Another point 42. What is the volume of blood pump per minute by the left ventricle into the system, that circuit that is known as cardiac output? Other than which enzyme is secreted in an inactive state to prevent it from digestive its own cell? So this is the pepsin. Other than 44, carnivores adoption of plant due to relatively low content of nitrogen. Okay. 45. In nutritional term, what among the following is syndo you categorize? So this is the partially autotroph, partially heterotrophic. Other than 46, which of the following statement is correct about semilunar valve? Semilunar valve present in vein to prevent backward flow. Okay. Other than total capacity of human lung is 5 liter. What percentage of it filled when one take an extra deep breath? So this is the 80%. 48. Earthworm is an example of deuterosis. 49. Photosynthesis bacteria utilize H2S instead of water and liberated one of the following instead of oxygen. This is the sulfur. And 50. Which of the following are the genetically engineered bacteria that are used to make human growth hormone and insulin for diabetics? E. coli bacteria. Other than 51, bacterial cell wall made up of amino acid plus sugar. So this was the 55 MCQs. This was the repeated by 2024 conduct from IBA. Okay. 52. It served as a vector in genetic engineering. This is the plasmid. Membranous enfolding in bacteria that initiate DNA replication is mesosomes. 52. Tests develop inside the abdomen. In which of the following structure do they lie before birth? This is the scrotum. Okay. Other than 55, in the process of evolution, which of the following structure such the egg release from alternative ovary every month? This is the oviduct. Another point 56, after evolution, Graafian follicle convert into corpus luteum. This was repeated MCQs in 2024 conduct from Mdcat through IBA sucker. 57. Fertilization of ovum takes place in rabbit, man and among other placental mammalian fallopian tube. Corpus luteum in mammalian occurs in ovary, produce progesterone hormone. This MCQ was repeated in 2024, conducted by IBA Sakkar in Sindh. 59. How are the ribs attached the vertebrae? This is the partially movable joints. 60. Which cavities are present around the joint and contain in thin oily fluid, thus reduce friction and keep the joint move freely. This is the synovial joint. Okay. Other than 61, this muscle control the diameter of your blood vessels. Dead muscles is known as smooth muscles. Other than 62, when Mendel crossed together two contrasting homozygous individual, the phenotype of hybrid and F1 cross appeared to the data of dominant parent. Okay. Another point: if a hybrid cross the made between Pisum sativum plant produce yellow ground green wrinkle, result F2 generation in green and okay, green and yellow. So yellow and green, so I mean wrinkle. So green wrinkle 9:16, yellow round 9/16. Other than which ratio of the result confirm independent assessment takes place, 3:9 होता है, बट यहाँ पे ये जो एक मिस्टेक की गई है. ओके, कंफर्मेशन इंडिपेंडेंट असेसमेंट में जो रेशो होता है वो बेसिकली वो होता है, सो 9:16. An arthropod specialist of the X-ray of the joint and patient and rigid hoarding and cartilage due to excess calcium deposit. Consequently, the joint was very stiff and deprived the patient. What was the patient suffering from? This is the arthritis. Which of the following is the disease in which the blood fails the clot? This is the hemophilia. Okay, so ये थे कुछ MCQs according to the 2023 के मुताबिक है जो हमने आज कवर किए. ओके, सो मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको बात समझ में आ चुकी होगी, आपके लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगी. आगे हमारी कोशिश होगी कि आपको केमिस्ट्री का पोर्शन भी आपको जल्द से जल्द जो है करवा जाए. ओके, सो ये थे कुछ पास पेपर अकॉर्डिंग टू दी 2023 के जो PMDC Mdcat वालों ने जो है Mdcat टेस्ट करवाई थी. ओके, सो मुझे दीजिए इजाज़त, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक रखिए अपना ख्याल, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. थैंक यू, बेस्ट ऑफ लक. सो आपने अभी तक मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो काइंडली सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक एंड शेयर करें, ताकि जो भी आने वाली न्यू अपडेट हो वो आपको बड़े नज़ीर अपने टाइम पर आपको मिल सके. ओके, थैंक यू, बेस्ट ऑफ लक.